Hi friends. So you might be wondering, what's with the getup? Like most millennials, I have succumbed to the siren song of TikTok. It's so interesting how everyone's feed is completely different. The algorithm is something else. Whoever designed that is a genius. Anyhow, I seem to come across a lot of cosplayers on my feed. For some reason, the algorithm has just decided that I like cosplay, which isn't untrue, but never have I ever seen a platform with more opportunity to create original character cosplay, which is something that I wasn't really familiar with until TikTok really showed me. And it seems to me that the most popular form of original character cosplay is a sexy vampire. See a lot of those on my feed. And it got me thinking, if I was gonna create an OC cosplay, I think I would wanna be a sexy vampire. So that's what we're gonna do today. We are just going to get as pale and as hot as humanly possible. If that sounds like fun to you, then stick around and let's get started. Has anyone noticed how like creepy Tumblr's notifications have gotten? I just got one saying, someone made a new photo post. They're a favorite of yours. We've noticed. How is that not sinister? I don't know if I would actually ever go to a convention dressed up as an original character. I feel like OC cosplay is more useful just for performance reasons, especially with a platform like TikTok where you can really just do your own one-person show. So I got the idea to create a vampire based off of a couple of my favorite TikTokers, and they really just do excellent work. One of them has several, if not dozens, of original characters that they just cycle through, pulling, you know, songs or snippets of TV shows and movies and applying them to your original character to display personality trait. I don't know, it's a really niche art form, but it is really cool. Once I decided I wanted to create one for myself, I came across this amazing photo from Knife Play on Instagram. I'll put it up on the screen for you because it is just perfection. I love this eye look. I'm obsessed with it, and I think it'll be perfect for this character. So I think we're gonna do something very similar to this. Honestly, this person should be making an original character of a vampire rather than myself, who may or may not end up looking like a potato in the end. I'm confident. I have confidence in Sunshine. First things first, I'm just gonna tie this back a little bit just because there's so much hair and it just will get everywhere. I have a long way to go when it comes to styling a wig. Again, I just pulled this one out of the bag and popped it on my head. I did a little spirit gum along the hairline just so that it stays put. And yes, if you've clocked this, feel free to roast me in the comments. I'm ready. So I think first we have to, I'm already sweating. First things first, I think I want to do my skin and I want to make it pretty pale. It is so funny. After my last video, I went out and I bought a bunch of foundations at Shoppers. If anyone wants another foundation review, I've got the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, and I really want to try both of them. So if anyone wants to see that video, let me know, leave a comment. For now, I think we'll stick with the one that I think is the palest of my collection, which is the Shiseido Synchro Skin. However, I think I want to just bump that a little bit with a little bit of white. Let me dig into my SFX box, which is not here. Hey Andrew.
Yeah.
Do you know if you still have that Kryolan TV paint stick in white?
I'm gonna get my makeup tackle box. Makeup tackle box, makeup tackle box.
Your makeup kit is bigger than mine, which
Yeah,
is unsettling.
I have a ton of stuff in it.
Thank you. Yes, so we're gonna do a combination of Kryolan TV paint stick in white and the Shiseido Synchro Skin. Let's just throw on a bit of primer. I was gonna wait until this was finally gone to film anything, but it's been here for like 5 days and I think it's not planning on retiring anytime soon. Grab a couple pumps of the Synchro Skin foundation, do a little blend of that, and I'm gonna use a sponge. As we have found out in my most recent video, this foundation works best with a sponge. Like, this isn't gonna be super dramatically paler than my own skin, but we're just going to amp it up a tiny bit. The one time not seeing the sun has ever been beneficial to me. And don't worry, I'm actually seeing the sun. I promise. We're going outside every now and then. Oh, already getting foundation in my hair. Great. Now to highlight, I'm going to take a little TV paint stick, dip into it with the sponge, and start to press it into the areas I want highlighted. Down the bridge of the nose, center of the forehead. And let's bring that chin a little bit forward. A little bit on the jawline, but not too much. And then I'm just gonna give that a really good blend around the edges. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about the under eyes just because most of that's gonna be covered in eyeshadow, so there's no point in going in with anything up there. Layer a little bit more up on the cheekbones. Vampires generally have pretty excellent bone structure, so we have to fake it. Do you think that's how vampires vet, you know, recruiting other people into vampiredom? There's like a prerequisite level of hotness you have to meet. In case any vampires are watching, sign me the fuck up, I'm ready. And we'll do further highlighting and contouring once everything is powdered. I have a couple of different powders that I think I want to make a concoction out of. I've got some Ben Nye Super White, I've got some neutral set, and some milk. I don't know. I don't want to set my entire face with super white because I feel like that will just be a disaster. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock a little bit into an empty Fenty powder container. Let's take a bunch of neutral to combat that a little bit. I don't think I want any yellow in this powder combination, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of the Blur and Set by Milk. Maybe get a little bit more of a skin tone going. Milk makeup has this awful sifter in it. I hate it. It's like, just let me have my powder, please. Okay, now let's just give that a really good shake. And then I'll take this blend of powder with a sponge and just tap into the highlighted areas first. Let's take that down the nose. And then set the rest of the face with a little bit of the Milk Blur and Set. And we'll use a brush for this. Kind of using the milk powder to brush away that bake, just to soften the white a little bit. Not gonna lie, that super white really does just make everything look poreless. Too bad I'm not actually that pale. It would be interesting to see if the Ben Nye powders that are in regular skin tones actually hold up against some of the stuff at Sephora. That would be an interesting test. Would anyone want to watch that? Comment down below. Now we need to contour. I have a couple of shades from my Marceline makeup tutorial. This is an old Makeup Geek shadow and faux fur. That actually might be a pretty decent match. Let's take some of this on the brush, tap it out onto the back of the hand first, and let's just start at the very back and work our way forward. And I'm stamping it in instead of swiping and swishing around, just to make sure that I have the color laid down first and so it won't be patchy. And then you can kind of just brush up lightly to blend out the edges a bit. I still want it to be soft. Blending the forehead a little bit more. I don't want the forehead to be too shortened. All right, let's attempt to contour the nose. I'm also debating on whether or not I should put blush in this look. Knowing me, I probably will because it's me. Oops, don't know when that stopped recording, but I'm just taking this powder under the bottom lip as well. Just gonna blend that out a tiny bit with my sponge. All right, this is the base. I'm pretty happy with it. And I don't think I will know whether or not to add blush until the eye look is all complete. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna zoom in just a teeny bit more and do some eyeshadow. Not gonna lie, this powder is kind of killing it right now. Whichever part of that combination took out my pores, thank you. Let's do brows. And I think I wanna try and match my brows to my wig as best as possible. All right, let's see what happens when we take some of this gel liner and try and use it as brow pomade. I'm not a fan of this, but let's finish up on this side. It's kind of not even working the way I thought it would. Oh, it's set, that's for sure. Now that we've basically just brushed that out entirely, let's just take a little bit of the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and comb that out. Let's take the Urban Decay brow blade and just draw a few hair strokes. Trying to concentrate the brown mostly on the outside edge just to give it a little bit of ombre. Stop dilly-dallying and try and execute an eyeshadow look. Let's start with some primer potion. So let's start with a bright red. Let's take the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1 and dip into D3 because that I think will give us what we're looking for. We're going to take it in a more upward position this way. Let's go in the more precise blender brush. I think this is a job for the Muerte palette. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Sangre, try and deepen up this crease. To do with the lid yet. I think she has a matte lid. However, we've never dipped into Ruby from the So Jaded palette, and I feel like that would be a nice touch. Oh yeah, that was a solid move. Okay, so the underside also has this kind of wing that comes out and down, and she has made this really sickening liner in an inverted cross down this way. What we're gonna do first is try and get that triangle shape going down with some shadow first. And I'm not quite sure what shadow to use to start off with. Let's try Makeup Geek Cherry Cola and just run that under the lash line first off. Brush isn't really behaving the way I want it to right now. And then we're just gonna try and draw this into a point. And then we'll just bring this up to meet the top as well. All right, now let's dip into Sangre again to deepen this up a bit more. I think I'm actually going to dip into Corazon and try and buff this out a bit more. Let's venture into a little bit of black. Let's try Void from the Creepy Q palette just because we haven't dipped into it yet. So we're just going to use this in the very innermost parts of these shadows. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I want to do now is take some black liner, and then in this point that we've created, I'm just going to attempt a little inverted cross. That looks pretty cool. It's not as precise as hers is. She's got a couple other lines coming out like that. I think I want to blend that out a bit more with some more black eyeshadow, so it's not as harsh of a line. Let's try and blend out this corner here a bit more. Sangre. Trying to make this as cohesive as possible. Okay, I think this is a good spot to just stop. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of this over on the other side, put on some lashes, and then we will pull back, reconvene with the rest of the face. Miraculously, it seems to be coming together. Oh, by the way, these are Luminara by Rouge and Rogue. I also extended my brows just a teensy bit and ombre them a little bit deeper just to give them a little bit more weight on the tails, and I think it worked. This version of the look is far less polished than Knife Plays, but I think it still has a good effect. I also lined the waterline with a little bit of black, and I tight lined as well. I think I'm gonna do a dark Oxblood. Let's first line with Divine Wine by Maybelline. And I think this would be a good time to try Heathers again from Anastasia. Still a bit patchy up close, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Do I want to go darker? I don't know. I'm getting thrown off because I don't have blush on and it's freaking me out. I think let's put on some freckles. Maybe that will help fill out my face a bit more, because I just feel like it's all eyes and lips and then nothing else. I feel a bit empty. Take that same Makeup Geek shadow that we used to contour and just do some freckles. Okay, I have decided that I do want to add blush. Was anyone surprised? Probably not. I want it to be as neutral as humanly possible. I think the safest bet is Skillful from the Blush Bazaar, and I'm gonna try and be very sparing with it, although historically that is not my forte. Maybe just add a little bit of Angelic, which is basically just a bronzer. And I think I'm just gonna start by popping that onto the nose area. Even vampires deserve a little bit of warmth. Now I think I do want to do highlight, although we need to find the right one that won't be too pigmented. Yeah, I think you will do. If you're new here, I use this one a lot, is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Pearl. Focusing this mostly on the apple of the cheek and then a little bit up here as well, but I'm trying not to disturb my eyeshadow. Edward Cullen is quaking. Okay, we are so close, guys. I forgot to powder under my eyes, which is hilarious, but I don't want to disturb anything, so I'm just gonna be really, really, really sparing with it. Let's brush that away immediately. Just go back over this area that we got a little bit of powder on. Let's do all the things I forgot to do, which is a brow bone highlight. And I think I want to put it on the inner corner as well, because I just feel weird without a shiny inner corner. Let's do a little bottom mascara. I'm gonna add this Wet Cherry Gloss by Lime Crime, just because I think it evokes a certain bloody kind of effect. God, my whole chest looks tanned in comparison. Last but not least, let's pop these bad boys in. One of the biggest regrets of my life was not visiting the vampire shop in New Orleans when I was there and just getting a set of custom fangs. That is the dream. I think my teeth are actually whiter than these fangs. That, friends, is the look all complete. I really should just wear fangs more often just so I can get used to them being in my mouth so I don't sound like a total dingbat whenever I wear them. So this isn't exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but I actually really like the finished result. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm feeling pretty spooky. I just need to figure out how to style wigs. I trimmed a bunch of baby hairs in the front to lay down and now I can't find them, so. But it was really fun to just get creative, try and work off a reference from a really awesome makeup artist. And honestly, I just wish I could look like this all the time, you know? Just for a casual trip to the grocery store, no big deal. Please let me know what you guys think if you enjoy these more creative looks. I know lots of you do, so I'm here to cater to your needs. Let me know if you had to make an original character cosplay. What kind of original character would it be? My idea was that this OC was the lead singer in an emo band. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off because it's getting late, but before I do, please let me tell you all the many ways that you can help out my channel. And while I'm doing so, just please enjoy this list. If you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. You can comment down below on what you thought of everything. You can subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on other social media. I will leave those right there. If you have the means, I do have a Patreon. You can check out the link in the description box down below. And if you feel like it, please update me on your situation. Let me know how things are going for you. All right, that is it from me. Stay safe, stay home if you can, wash your hands, and above all else, just be kind and be generous, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.